All right, so I've been doing my fasting program for 40 days now. It's not 40 days without eating, but some days without eating, but time restricted feeding and things like that. So, just a quick overview. I started lightly here. I was at 254 pounds, and I started recording my weight change, my blood pressure, the systolic and diastolic, my heart rate, blood sugar, ketones, and then GKI, which is a measurement of if you're in ketosis. I did the weight in the morning, and then all the measurements in the afternoon in normally a fasted state because I was eating after 4 o'clock most days. So I got a little more severe over time on the fasting. I did some 24-hour water fasts eventually, and had some refeed days, and then I had, of course, a 5-day fast going into the second week, which was really difficult to get past the second day for sure. And then it was a matter of, you know, can I, when do I end this thing? Because your body is feeding off of itself, and you're, satiated, and not, you're able to sit there while everybody around you is eating at the buffet and not really be bothered by it. But the self-discipline comes into play somewhere as you're rolling past a day and a half to 2 days, where you're really hangry and fighting to get through it. But if you get through that, it gets a lot easier. At least it was for me. Then I refed, and you can see that the weight change as I came down, even as I came off of this fast, because on the day 5 here, it's really just a gut readaptation phase. You can't really eat much, and so the weight loss continued. I went into steep ketosis at the very end of it. This is about the highest level of therapeutic ketosis you can get into, anything 3 and below. And then, of course, the refeed. And this is great because you start into autophagy around day 3 and 4 and 5. And in 4 and 5, your body starts consuming trash in your brain. And really, if you're releasing ketones, that means you're consuming the trash in your body. And this is, cells are consumed that are corrupted, and then they come back, pristine after you refeed. And, even intracellular corruption is consumed, and it's just sort of a cleansing thing. And after this, I was mentally just on fire. A lot of benefits here to this, discipline generally, doing the difficult thing, and then, or maybe the extremely difficult thing in life will make, the difficult things easy. And of course, you save a lot of money. The time that you free up, not just, measurable on a stopwatch or a clock, but measurable by the things that are not clouding up your brain. You're not thinking about the next meal. You're not paying for the next meal. You're not thinking about how to cook it. You're not using that time, and you end up asking, what am I going to do with this time? Very productive time for me. So, spiritual benefits, financial benefits in fasting, efficiency of benefits, health benefits, mental benefits. All those things were really incredible, and I was in a real good way after coming off of this fast like I hadn't been in a long time, getting rid of all that brain fog and all that business. So I continued, again, shrinking the window here on this occasion after that. And then I started going one meal a day around day 24, and really shrunk. I pretty much cut this in half, really shrunk my eating window. So the most recent transition, here it was only like a half hour to eat that day on one meal a day. That's what OMAD means. And then I did a dry fast, and then another cycle here, again trimming it down to one meal a day where you only have a half hour, trying to eat after 4. So I'm shifting now. I ate at noon yesterday, and then I'll eat at noon today. It's about 10 o'clock right now, and I started spring break. So it's a good time for me then to do another 5-day fast. And even though I did it last time while at work and playing in pool tournaments, and it was the pool tournaments were very difficult because it's hard to focus. But again, an exercise in discipline. I had the same struggle last night at the pool tournament. Just didn't have it all together. Trying the best to manage it while fasting, and just made it an exercise in seeing how much I could do or how well I could do under the circumstances. So that was good, and it's good to burn up those calories and that energy. So I noticed that at some point last night, I've noticed this thing. It says, I had a 33 GKI, not in ketosis this morning. You're at a 12 GKI, not in ketosis. But I've noticed that I can tell when my body is consuming itself because I'm not eating any food. It's been 24 hours, and all of a sudden I've got gas or belching or something, and maybe even the next day. And as you go into these fasts, you would notice that. And what's happening is you are eating. You're just eating yourself. You're really cleaning out all that trash in your body. So I'm looking forward to this again. Got to get through day 2 as always on these 5 days, and then it gets a little easier. And then the gut readaptation phase. It really takes 8 days to sort of almost get back to normal when you include the fasting time and then the refeeding. And again, I always do a clean refeed. Low fat meats and salmon. 85-15. Beef. Stuff like that, grass fed. And stay on keto through it. So that'll get me. This starts the last 20 days. That'll get me to the end of this second cycle, which will be 60 days. And I'm going to go then back to 1 meal a day. And for right now, my plan is to finish with some refeed days. I expect I'll hit a low number here at some point, and then probably rise a little bit near the end of the month on the refeed days. So, if I'm down to 25, possibly may even hit 30 pounds down, that's 7.2 more pounds. But I don't expect it to stay there. And another thing I did somewhere along the line here, my highlights aren't popping up, but I began a little bit of exercise. Just light workout, and I've been increasing that for about 10 days, just maybe a few push-ups, more walking, things like that. And my plan is to increase that as we go forward. And hopefully after this 60 days, then the summer will be here, and try to get outside and try to burn off some more calories and be a little more physical, and maybe working out and continuing on the keto diet, and possibly some modified form of fasting. I'm not sure what I'm going to do after these 60 days. But if I get healthy and my weight comes down, which has been happening, my blood sugar's been great. My blood pressure has been great. With the exception of this Sunday, you can see what happens when I eat a bunch of sugar and carbs. Everything spiked on that, and that was, of course, I'm doing this in the afternoon, so this is after abusing myself at the Church Eat Church meal, where all the ladies put out these delicious crock pots and other things of food. So that's the plan. So about 20 more days. Hope to finish this out, and we'll see what happens after that, or how I'll proceed. But I have to have a plan for continuing to keep the weight down and keep the fasting in there in some way.